Hey, what's going on today? So we're out in the woods because I'm going to show you one way that you can build a fire using only natural resources and a lighter. It's fast, it's simple, it's easy. So let's do it. One resource I found to be really useful is birch bark to get your fire going. It's like paper, it burns really, really well. But when you're pulling bark off of a birch tree, you gotta be careful, right? We gotta respect our trees. We can't be pulling big swaths of bark off of there. But if you can find some, like this up here, which is already peeling off the tree, you can carefully take that off, but you don't wanna pull sheets of it off of the tree. It's not good for it. That is like gold. Even little stuff like this is good. Just peel that off easily. That is really useful. So when we're still in the tinder stage of this, we're trying to find stuff that's gonna burn really, really quickly. It's just gonna light up, it's gonna burn quick, it's gonna burn fast, and it's gonna get our bigger stuff going. I love pulling dead stuff off of pine trees, really thin stuff. It should have a nice crack to it. Tiny, tiny, tiny little stuff like this. This stuff, once you nest it up, it's gonna burn like crazy. You want it to have a nice snap when you're breaking it off. That's a good sound. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, now look at this little gold mine down in here. That stuff, yeah, you want that. That's good. That's gonna burn well. Ooh, that's a good sound. Gold. Now, because we don't have a saw or an axe or a hatchet or anything like that, we've got to find dead stuff that's either already on the ground or that we can break easily off of a tree that's already dead. So I found a tree that's fallen down. Now it's a matter of pulling some of this stuff out and processing it into smaller pieces without tools. Usually if it's about this big, you can probably break it over your knee. You want to be careful. You don't want to do stuff. You don't want to slam down with your foot and try to break stuff. That's how you break ankles. That's how you get hurt. You don't want to do that. This size stuff, as dead as it is, I can break this up with my knee. But as I get to like this size, it starts getting a little more questionable to try to break that over my knee. You don't want to get hurt. That's the number one thing you don't want to do. One, it sucks to get hurt. Two, you look like an idiot. So there's a couple different ways you can go about processing firewood without any tools at all. One is you can take your branches or whatever you've gathered and you can hit them against a tree, which I don't recommend if possible, but that's one way. But the other way is if you find two trees that are close together, you can put your wood in between them and pry them apart. You're probably wondering why I'm not wearing gloves. I don't know. So I found a long dead stick. I usually consider stuff that's about the size of my thumb to still be kind of tinder, kind of kindling. You definitely want to get a lot of this stuff as well. This is what's going to get your fuel wood going. Good snap is what you want. Yeah, that's what you want right there. So I always carry a little Bic lighter in my pocket. I find it works really well. You know, I'm not thinking crazy survival scenarios or anything like that. You can carry more primitive things if you want, but I've always found this to be reliable and I've never had any issues. Okay, so this fire is only for demonstration purposes, so I'm gonna show you how I build it. The first thing we're gonna need is our birch bark. And with birch bark, you can also peel it apart, which will make it easier to catch. Now, of course, we're lighting our fire with a lighter. If you're using something like a ferro rod or something else like that, you might want to make it a little bit finer. So I'm going to put that down. Then around it, I like to build kind of a log cabin style fire. So now we're going to take that fine stuff that we found. We're going to put that on top. The birch bark is going to catch. It's going to catch this tinder. and this stuff is gonna burn really, really fast. Then I'm gonna take some of this stuff here, a little bit bigger, about the size of my pinky or so. Put some of that stuff on. And I'm also gonna make this kind of a teepee so that as it burns up, it really catches. Fire wants to climb. All right, so let's see if we can get our little fire going. Let's see if it'll burn. Hey, so if you're liking the content, if you're liking the channel, can you do me a huge favor? Maybe hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Helps me out. I'm trying to grow the channel. I need all the help I can get. Thanks. And you might want to throw some stuff on just to help it get going. Now, I have seen people use newspaper upon newspaper upon newspaper to try to get fires going. Lighter fluid, all kinds of craziness. You don't need it. You just need to build it the right way and use the right resources. My hands are warming up. So now, of course, the last thing is that you want to make sure that you put your fire fully out before you leave. You can throw dirt on it, you can pile snow on it, you can put water on it, but you need to make sure it's fully extinguished. You never leave anything burning. Put your fire out before you leave.